Listener discretion is advised. Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Loveline, coast to coast.
Hey, everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam. That is Dr. Drew, board-certified physician, addiction medicine specialist. This is the best of Loveline.
So there's no phone number, and it's not just the best of Loveline, it's the new improved best of Loveline, I understand.
That's right. Anderson promises these are going to be entertaining shows, all top-notch guests.
Entertaining shows?
Yeah, it's what he says.
Okay.
And,
Adam, you're still on it, though, sorry.
You know what? What's that?
You're still a part of it, though.
Oh, so it's not going to be that good? Everyone gets into the act around here. And the good news is even if you've heard some of these calls before, you were probably stoned, so you don't remember them very well.
So you might as well listen again.
Yes,
Yeah.
Enjoy. Hey, everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew over there in Southern California. Yeah, drop trial. Yeah, phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Drew.
Yeah.
I'm in Las Vegas, as people may know, this evening.
You're suffering.
Took a party bus out here with about 35, 40 guys, drinking, smoking a little reefer. You know how it goes.
Good
Drew.
times.
Yeah. Now, let me tell you something, Drew. I know you're interested in the differences between men and women. And
Yes.
let me explain something that goes on this bus that I've had happen before on buses with the same crew, albeit on shorter trips. But it's a little game called Touch the Back of the Bus. And the way this works is if you can picture a bus, like a Greyhound bus or a school bus, they got seats on either side and an aisle going down the middle. Well, the game is to see if you can sort of run the gauntlet down the middle and make it to the back of the bus.
Will guys beat the crap out of you on the way by? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no. There's no beating the crap out of on the way by. It is you cannot get to the back of the bus.
Okay, got it.
Now, you can get started for the first half of the bus because those are people that aren't paying attention and aren't really interested.
Hang on a second. I'm just imagining a bachelorette party. Yes. Oh, this happens all the time.
As you get toward the last 5, 6, 7 rows before you get to the back of the bus, it stiffens up quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot of guys that are ex-jocks, and there's some big guys, there's some strong guys, and there's some drunk guys. And it is to the point where there's some black eyes.
Yeah, I'm sure of it. Yeah.
One guy, Gavin, our assistant from last year, is 6'2", goes about 240, has a shiner.
I bet.
A bona fide shiner from an elbow he caught.
Oh, yeah.
Cousin Sal took Doug DeLuca, who was on a football scholarship to Villanova 8 years ago, goes about 270. This guy got hung up, and Cousin Sal dumped a whole bunch of Arby's sauce down his crack.
Nice.
Their shirts torn, eyes blackened, underpants ripped off.
Now, let's face it. You don't actually enjoy it. There's no drive to do this kind of thing. This is society telling you what men ought to do that makes you do these things.
That's right. That's because we played with army men.
That's right. You were sort of indoctrinated in this kind of behavior. Now, if they told you not to do this, you would never be doing this sort of thing, ever.
There are 35 guys on this bus, average age 29, 30, beating the crap out of each other. And I'm not talking about a fun game. I'm talking about twisting, grabbing, yanking, tearing shirts, guys crawling over each other, and guys have destroyed, buttons ripped off the shirt. Everyone's got bruises all over their bodies.
And here's the reality. Even a nerdy idiot like me, sounds like fun.
Touch the back of the bus.
I'm in. Count me in.
You get the crap. You couldn't. No, Drew. You couldn't do it wearing your glasses.
No,
I get
it.
Torn off.
I get it. You really should be wearing a shirt.
Now everyone is dumping everything down. One guy, poor Tom Stern, got his underpants. He got such a wedgie that he tore the brim off his underpants and pulled it up over his shoulders. And people are being beaten. I mean, look, if half of this happened to you in the lobby of a hotel, you'd have a multi-million-dollar lawsuit.
Any of it. Half.
All right, let's move ahead here, Drew.
Here we go. This is Justin, 15.
Yeah.
What's up, Justin?
Well, I've been thinking about getting my tongue pierced.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know if, the risks and everything involved? Is it really worth it?
I personally don't think so. You're a healthy person, and you're now violating a body space with a spear, basically. And there are risks. It's amazing that more bad things don't happen, but now they've reported brain abscesses where the infection can track down through the tongue, piercing and get up into the back of the head there and actually track into the brain. The tongue can swell and occlude the airway. You can get excessive bleeding and infection. It can be a mess.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
but it actually rarely happens. So surprisingly. But
Yeah.
What do you want one for, though?
Well, I don't know. I've heard some things that improves oral sex, and I don't know.
No, Justin, you're 15.
You don't even know what to do with a vagina at 15.
Master what you can do with what you got. Forget the. And by the way, do you hear people calling in all the show all the time saying, "Oh my God, somebody did that to me with a pierced tongue"?
Yeah.
Best thing ever. You're never going to hear that call.
Well, I don't know.
Screen
I've
that
just
out.
been hearing some things about it, and that's what I was calling about to see if it was like really worth it for that.
Yeah, well, how
hearing
much?
your jack-off friends talk about it is different than actually people who've had this done to them.
How much box are you actually munching at age 15? Is this a daily thing?
No,
What do you log? You log about 2 hours a day of box lunching?
No, not really.
All right, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't be a jack-off. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Listen, I don't want to be like old-fashioned or square or anything like that. I just personally disapprove of anyone trying to do anything, really, that has to do with making a statement. I don't like people dyeing their hair.
Other than beating the crap out of your friends.
Or trying to get to the back of the bus unlawfully, Drew.
Okay, yes. Kathleen, 15.
Yes.
Hi, what's up, Kathleen?
Hi, I'm like 6 months pregnant right now, 6.5.
Good times.
And I went to the doctors and they said I'm 3 centimeters dilated.
Mm-hmm.
And
are they telling you to stay down a little bit, or?
Yeah, I mean, I have to walk to school and everything, so I don't know if that's doing anything.
Did they tell you not to do that?
Well, they say I need to stay off my feet.
Right.
But my question is like, if I have my baby this early, what is the chances that he would survive? And if he survived, what would there be birth defects?
Where are you, about 28 weeks now?
I'm about 26, almost 27.
Yeah, 20. That would be a pretty awful thing.
It would?
Yeah, and while babies survive that, they have problems.
Hold on, let me ask a few questions here, Drew, of you.
Yeah.
Dilation. What is there, 10 millimeters in a centimeter, or 10 centimeters in a millimeter? What is it?
10 millimeters in a centimeter.
All right, so being dilated 3 centimeters is like being dilated like an inch and an eighth or something like that.
The opening of the cervix is opened about an inch.
So is that a fair amount of dilation?
It's like, it might be meaningful kind of thing.
When do you usually start dilating?
That's something that's towards delivery.
Right. So the idea that you start dilating early means that could be a bad sign.
That's right. And so
now, what do you Yeah.
This thing get off the feet, so the pressure there is not directed towards the ground.
That area.
Yeah.
All right. And when do you dilate? Now, what do you ultimately dilate to?
It's been so long since I've done obstetrics. I think it's like about 8 or 10 centimeters.
Okay, so she's at 3, and she is about. She said about 6.5 months pregnant.
Yeah, 27 weeks. She said.
Now, I mean, in this day and age, being born 3 months premature or whatever,
they can survive.
Not great, but
well, lots of stuff happens to those kids, and they're finding out more and more. There's all kinds of things.
But I mean, is there?
You want to get past 32 weeks. That's really what you want.
That's the mark.
That's a good mark. You definitely want to get past 28, and you'd like to get past 32.
And I'd like to go to like 180. Is that possible?
180 weeks?
Yeah. And by the way, Kathleen is 15,
I know.
so
they're walking to school.
It's probably that's probably how she got pregnant. Put her back on. Let me see what's up with her. Kathleen?
Yeah?
Who's the father?
His name's Joe. And he's 16 years old. I was with him for like a year before I had sex with him at all.
Why did you intend to get pregnant?
Not at all. I was on birth control and I used condoms.
Oh, my God. Are you sure you're pregnant?
I'm definitely positive I'm pregnant.
It's the Immaculate Conception.
Well, she probably screwed both those things up. You can't do birth control right and the condom right and get pregnant. She wasn't taking her pill at the right time or whatever. Condom broke?
Yeah, the
Yes.
condom broke.
All right. So what are you going to do? Are you going to give the kid up for adoption?
No, I'm going to keep the baby. My mom was adopted, and she's all messed up in the head. So I'm not.
That's all the reason you need to keep the baby. You got a 15-year-old who was raised by a messed up mama. Oh yeah.
Well, I didn't exactly live with her my whole life, so.
Let me ask you this: as far as the authorities go, is there somebody assigned to you? Is there somebody who's interested in this? Do they follow you? Yeah.
What do you mean?
The social services involved with your life.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
That's what I mean, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What are they doing? Do they talk to you on a weekly basis?
No, my social worker is supposed to contact me every month, and I haven't talked to her in like 3 months. So, but they don't want me to have the baby. I mean, they automatically assume that I'm not going to be a fit mother.
Yeah, well, they do. They got a point.
Good assumption.
Safe bet.
Good assumption.
Yeah, but you know how they automatically assume in this country that you don't drive a car well at age 10?
Yeah.
These are good assumptions.
Drew, what would you rather have as a society, 10-year-old drivers or 15-year-old mothers?
10-year-old drivers.
All right, Kathleen, please give the kid up for adoption. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
All right, baby. Good times. Good times.
You know what? It's worth saying, though, that people that actually do studies on teen moms, the outcomes are not as bad as you would expect. Sometimes the outcomes are. I mean, it's not as bad as you'd expect. Let's put it that way.
No,
it's not universally bad.
No, I don't mean. I don't think the kid automatically becomes an attorney or something horrible, or involved with the parking enforcement or any kind of traffic enforcement or anything like that. I won't say that, or Hitler, something like that, which below the traffic enforcement. But I do say that it ruins the life of the 15-year-old.
That too.
I mean, you got to look at it this way. We're worried about the kids, obviously. What's a 15-year-old?
Which is a kid. She's a kid, too.
That's a kid. That's a kid that doesn't get to go to college or do whatever, pursue whatever, fix whatever. That's a kid whose life is subjugated. So, for me, it's sort of two lives. It's not just the infant.
Good point.
All right, Drew. Now I'm done caring.
Good times. Chad is 16.
Chad is 16. He's tired of me bagging on Christianity.
Yeah.
Chad.
Yeah.
What's up?
I'm just want to know why you just are always dissing on Christianity and religion and everything.
Well, I look at it as sort of a waste of time, really. I mean, I used to work with some born-again Christians, and these guys were real jackasses. So I guess I got a bad taste in my mouth from that. But in general, I see it getting in the way of a lot of things, like the last call we had where, they had the Jewish couple, one side was Jewish, the other side was Episcopalian or whatever the hell they were, and they couldn't come together because of the religion. It just seems more divisive than anything else, It seems like there's a lot of wars and a lot of terrorism and a lot of, there's a lot of nonsense in the world that's based on this. Well, there's a lot of good in the world that's based on it. It just seems like something that was cooked up to keep people busy.
Yeah, well, say you spend, how long does the average person live? 80 years?
Roughly.
The average person?
Roughly,
yes.
yeah.
Say you spend 80 years going through life, following all the rules and everything. When you die, you get to go to heaven for the rest of your life. If you just go your own way, you're going to go to hell, burn forever.
Right. That now, I'm with you on that one, Chad, but you're making one big assumption, which is there's a heaven and there's a hell.
Yeah, there is a heaven and there's a hell.
Well, now, I know it's talked about quite a bit.
Yeah, it's in the Bible.
Oh, well, it's in the Bible, yeah, but the Bible really talks about a lot of stuff,
Yeah, it's all true.
It's all true. All right. The Earth's 2,000 years old, and then someone does some carbon dating and finds out it's 10 billion years old. And there's a few holes. There's a few holes in the Bible. That's all. Then They need to clean it up. All right, well, listen, Chad, you're going to heaven, so enjoy. But here's the thing, Chad. Here's the question I have for you. If I knew I was going to heaven, I really believed it, and I knew it in my heart of hearts, I'd just go about my merry way laughing through life.
Or either,
I would not.
I'd be in a hurry.
I'd be in a hurry to die, quite frankly. But I would not be trying to convince other people that they need to come to heaven with me.
Dude, I want you to go to heaven. I don't want you to go to hell. Because hell is a terrible place.
Well, what do you figure hell's got in store for me? I mean, what is hell?
It's dark and it hurts. You burn.
Well, hold on. Now, dark. I don't mind dark. Like if you've been,
I like that.
Drew, you know when we travel, I use those eye shades.
Oh, I know you love dark.
Okay, do you like?
Yeah, the dark I like. I like dark.
Okay, just
what
imagine pouring gasoline over yourself and burning, and your flesh coming back and burning all over again for the rest of your life.
So it's dark, except for I'm like a Roman candle.
You can't see anything at all.
But wait a minute, but Chad, there's a hole in your logic already. If everyone is on fire, that place is going to be the lightest place there is. You're going to be able to see it from outer space.
No, you can't see anything.
Yeah, I'm just saying if me and Hitler and the parking enforcement people. And like Gaddafi and Idi Amin, if we're all aflame, it's going to be so bright that it's going to be blinding. I couldn't imagine it'd be dark and have everyone on fire simultaneously.
Yeah, it'd be so bright that you'd be blind. Like you are now. You're blind right now. You can't
I see what you're saying, Chad. It's like looking at the sun. It's so bright that you actually would go blind.
Yeah, I guess.
Because it's on fire. All right. Now that's coming together. So you're saying you're burning. To me, that's not a good thing. So that's it? You just burn? You just constantly burn?
For the rest of your life. For eternity. And you're screaming forever. No water, nothing.
Well, let me ask you this, Chad. No, Drew, that's rough. Like when you're on fire and you can't even get like a sip. Just something that, you get that cotton mouth when you're on fire, Drew? You need just a rinse, like when you were playing Pop Warner football.
Sure.
But, Chad, I want to ask Chad something else. Are people, let's say Jesse James or Al Capone, or let's go back even further, like some of those Romans that crucified Jesus Christ. Have they been burning this whole time?
If they have an Jesus in their heart, yeah, they have.
Oh, man. So, I mean, these guys, these horrible figures from the past, they've been burning the whole time. I mean, thousands of years.
Yes.
And what about like caveman days?
Yep.
But what if you didn't know what Jesus was? Are you still burning?
Yeah, they made sacrifices to God.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is millions of years ago with Cro-Magnon man. Is Cro-Magnon man burning next to me? Do I have a guy with like a protruding brow on fire next to me wearing a loincloth?
Maybe if he doesn't believe there's a God.
Well,
yeah, he didn't have a Bible.
He didn't talk.
He didn't talk. There's no
Adam and Eve. Adam was the first man. He knew there was a God. He talked to God.
Yeah, but this predates the Bible. For instance, it's like Cro-Magnon man.
Adam was the first man, son.
I'm just saying there wasn't motels with the Bible and stuff. All right, so everyone's burning. And what about the Jews? They burn?
If they don't believe that Jesus Christ is their personal Savior, yeah.
All right, and everyone else, the Taliban guys and everybody.
If they don't
Wiccans. Yeah. All right, there'll be a lot of folks. You're saying the majority of the planet is going to be burning alongside of me?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, that's rough.
So I just want to say to everyone out there, just read your Bible and believe as Jesus is your personal Savior, and you're going to go to heaven.
Yeah, I'm with you now, Chad. Because that sounds like a bad way to go. And Drew, the notion of burning and then reburning skin that you've already burnt off, that really sounds like cruel and unusual punishment, does it not?
Yes, it does.
The burning the first time around, all right.
Yeah.
I could see that. Oh, the Jews are going to be pissed. But imagine, Jews complain when the entree's cold. Imagine how they're going to complain when they're on fire. Who would complain more than a Jew on fire, Drew? And what about the Hasidim?
Oh,
those Jews are going to burn first, and they got those huge beards.
Oh my God.
they're going to go up like ZZ Top.
Yeah, but they got to grow them out and reburn them.
Chad wasn't clear on that.
So you want to ask?
Chad only said the flesh reburns. But what about those huge, big ZZ Top beards on the Hasidic Jews? Do those reburn?
Yeah, everything.
Reburns, the beards. Okay, also a lot of body hair on the Jewish women as well that's going to burn. All right, well, I'll just be with the Jews and the Taliban and the rest of the non-believers burning in hell. I'm going to have to get an ISDN line set up, though, because we got to continue doing the show.
Of course.
Here's how the show's going to go, Drew. We'll just sign up, and I'll just be going, ah!
I'm burning.
And then during the commercials, I'll complain about my family to Drew, and then we'll go back on the, ah! No, I was in Baker, so I think I've been to hell.
Yeah.
It was 118 today.
But
all right.
I'm not sure hell will be such a bad place for you, because Minka and all your buddies will be down there.
Yeah. But, getting a lap dance when you're on fire, Drew.
Might not work.
Yeah.
Especially when she's on fire, too. All right.
Yeah. All right. Well, Chad makes a very, very compelling argument for Christianity. Very compelling.
Okay.
All right. I'm glad we cleared that up, by the way, Drew.
Yeah. Good times.
And we're going to take ourselves a little break. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Drew. I'm just going to light my sock on fire just to see.
See what it feels like?
Yeah, well, here's my
you're going to work your way up. You're going to, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
When you get into a hot tub?
Yeah.
You don't dive in.
Right.
You sit on the edge, you put your feet in so you kind of acclimate.
Right,
and then later you slide in.
Burn one sock.
This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to burn one sock so I can start getting used to my eternity in hell.
All right, good. You'll be in shape by the time you get there.
Yeah, that's right. We'll be back after this.
Hey, Adam.
Hey, Drew.
It's Loveline.
Yeah, 1-800-LOVE-191. Who's running the board over there tonight?
No, I will not admit to who's running the board. It's not Anderson.
All right, it's Ken? Elvis or Ken?
Well, they both mucking around there.
All right, well, tell either one of them when we come into these breaks to give me the cue so I can know when to speak, all right?
The one that Anderson does. Here you go.
Anderson tries to scare me into not talking. So, let's hop back to the phones. What do you say there, Drew?
This is Jessica. She's 14. That's you. That's right. Yes, that's you.
Hello?
Yeah, hi. What's up? Jessica.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Okay.
Hey.
I'm a lesbian, and my parents are, really religious, and I don't know how to tell them. I've, given hints to my mom, and, my best friend is my girlfriend. And, my parents love her. Right?
Uh-oh.
But I'm trying to give them hints, but they're not. They're just saying oh, it's just a phase. But how do I really
What hints have you given them exactly?
I've told them Crystal, Crystal, my girlfriend, that we've tried, experimented, and
You told your parents that?
Yes.
How'd they take that?
Oh, my mother was pissed, and she's just telling me, oh, it's just a phase. But I know.
Why did you tell her that?
Well, because I want my mother to know. That's that's me. She has to know.
She has to know.
That is payback for something.
You're mad at your parents. What'd they do to you?
Because they don't, and they're really religious, and they're thinking I'm a devil child.
Oh,
you may be.
Well, hey, Jessica.
Huh?
I don't want to scare you, but I just got the lowdown on hell from a guy named Chad. Evidently, it's nonstop combustion over there. I mean, I thought lighting farts was funny, but apparently your whole body catches on fire, and it never stops. And you reburn, you understand?
That's great.
Yeah, once your skin is burnt off your bones, it reforms, and then it burns again. And apparently the guys with the beards, the beard continues to burn.
And grow and burn.
Yeah, it's like those novelty birthday candles. You can't blow the old Jew's beard out, Drew. Yeah, so you got that to look forward to.
What else we got, Jessica? Are you adopted?
No.
What religion are your parents?
Christian.
And are you angry at them? Not about the lesbian stuff.
Fine.
Have they ever struck you or beaten you or anything?
Well, discipline.
What does that mean?
They spanked me when I was younger.
Did they use an object to spank you?
A belt or their hands.
Okay, that's not discipline. That's child abuse. Okay?
Yeah, a little belt.
Discipline is spend some time in your room alone and a time out. That's discipline. Or discipline is taking away something you enjoy, a toy or a privilege.
Yeah.
Hitting a child with a belt is child abuse. And
My parents, Drew.
Yeah.
My parents didn't. I didn't have toys or bikes or.
Well, hell, they
anything.
didn't
give me anything.
Yeah.
My parents, they would take away oxygen.
Oh,
that's all they had. Yeah.
Well, they certainly nor could they pick up a belt because they use belts, did they?
No, they'd have to take away the atmosphere.
Right.
There's no TV privileges. There's nothing. There's no movies not to watch. There's no toys to put away. They have to take away air. That's all they had. I think they took away water. They took basic elements.
They took away your toilet at one point.
Oh, please, Drew, don't make me cry. So, Jessica.
Yeah.
Why don't you do this as far as your parents go? Why don't you...
What do you want to bet Dad was the one doing a lot of the belt work, too?
Where's Dad? Where is he?
He was using the belt.
Just shut up. Where's Dad, Jessica?
I don't know.
He's around.
Yeah, he's around.
Yeah. Do you love him?
Yeah, he spoils me, though. I'm like his little angel.
Except when he picks the belt up and starts going at you.
Well, that was like years ago.
Yeah, well, that's when your brain was plastic and things get wired into it.
I was like 7.
Yeah, but that's when your brain is the most affected by those kinds of experiences.
What
are you talking about?
I don't know what the extent of that was. Was it a couple of times or was it often?
Whenever I got in trouble, it was serious. They would hit me with a belt, but...
How many times did that happen?
Oh, God, I don't know. A lot.
Adam. All right, that's bad.
They apparently should be arrested for that.
Well, listen, this goes on a lot in this country, unfortunately.
Well, here's what you get. Here's what they get. She should talk to her dad about her sexual orientation. Go ahead and let him have it. This is your belt you're wielding right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's true, and this is worse than any pain on one's rear end for Dad.
Yeah, that's it. Let him have it. Go ahead.
No, come on, Drew. Listen, they're going to make life horrible for you if you get into this with them. Why don't you just
realize? Here's the reality. Realize the reason you want to tell them is for the very reason I'm sort of making light of, is that this is your belt you're wielding and you want to get at them with it. But the fact is, you're into a power struggle with them that you will lose. And know who you are. That's fine. Keep that to yourself. 14-year-olds do not come out and announce at the dinner table what they're doing in their sexual lives, and they don't need to know it. And unless you want to be miserable. Later on, once you have a supportive network, you're not dependent on them, fine. If you know what they're like, you know he's abusive, you know that your mom's going to freak out, why make yourself miserable?
So, what age? When I moved out?
Yeah. When you go to college.
When you move out, you let it all hang out.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Good times. Yeah, listen, everybody, try not to talk to your parents until you move out. That was my motto.
Kathleen.
It's my policy, and it worked fine for me.
16.
Kathleen or Colleen?
Kathleen.
Hi.
Kathleen.
My problem is I'm extremely shy, and I can't go up to people or start a conversation, and it's affecting my social life really bad. Mm-hmm. And ever since I moved to Utah, I haven't had any friends since I was 10.
10?
Wow. Is that when you moved to Utah?
Yes.
You go to school?
I used to. Now I'm on homeschool now.
No.
What happened?
I had too many problems going to school.
Like what? What happened?
People, getting into fights with people and stuff, so I just went to homeschool.
What were the fights about?
Fights about just stupid stuff.
Like what?
Getting into fights about how come I can't call you the N-word, just racist stuff.
How come they can't call you that?
Yes. How come black people can call each other the N-word, but white people can't?
Yeah, well, why? Oh, okay, yeah, I see your point.
So there was obviously, a lot of this was racially. So you're black?
Yes.
And you're in Utah?
Yes.
Were you the only black person at your school?
Yes.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, it sounds bad, but, you can score points, too, that way, You'd be the one cool person in the whole school.
Mm.
Depending on what the school's orientation is. But okay, here's the deal. First off, when you're home and you're being homeschooled, it's hard to make a lot of friends, except for those magical little gnomes that tell you to burn everything, like I had when I was a kid. So you're going to have to step outside the house, obviously, if you want to make some friends. When you're homeschooled, don't they have networks for other people that are homeschooled to socialize, where you guys have homeschooled mixers or something?
No, they send your work in the mail and then you do it and you mail it back.
Wow.
Can you not go back to school if you want to go back to school?
Yeah, I can, but I'm scared.
Well, what? Now, what are you scared of?
I'm just scared that I won't fit in.
Are your parents contemplating leaving that vicinity? Might they move?
No.
What are they doing there?
Well, my dad got a job here, so that's why we moved here from California.
And he knows how much you're suffering?
Not really. My mom does, but my dad doesn't.
Well, why don't you... I mean, here's the problem, I think, Kathleen. I think ultimately you're going to have to integrate back into school. And I know it's a scary proposition, and maybe you can meet, and your parents can meet with some counselors and discuss whatever fears you have. But ultimately, it seems like you're going to have to go to school and interact with other people and be with other people, because ultimately that's what you have to do in society.
Yeah.
You know, and I know feel safe at home, but it's safe because it's lonely.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no one around to hurt you, but there's no one around to love you either. Oh, Drew, write that down.
Okay.
Write that down, Drew.
No one around to love you. Oh, yeah, poetry. Sheer genius.
That's poetry. Sheer genius. So, I mean, it's true, though, and Drew, will you back me up on this, goddammit? That you have to sort of take chances, and sometimes you take the chance, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's an intimate relationship, or whether it's a platonic relationship, you take the chance of being hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You take the chance of sort of extending your hand and have someone just cross their arms and look at it.
You have to find a way also to not make this a self-fulfilling prophecy, that you project an aggression or an anger that provokes people in some way.
Okay.
You've got to be really open to the vulnerability of having relationships with people.
Okay.
But you need a lot of support. You need a real supportive network. I don't know how you develop that when you have no friends.
I would talk to, if I were you, I would talk to my parents about getting back into school. And people are sort of, I mean, I'm not so old. I remember high school. The people are a little standoffish, but people are sort of scared and feel as uncomfortable and as awkward as you do half the time. And you can make friends. It's not that big a deal.
Okay.
There's plenty. The school's filled with about 10%, maybe 5% cool people who seem to know everybody, and then there's the other 95% who just are looking for a life preserver to grab onto. Am I right, Drew?
More poetry, Adam. Daniel,
yeah,
16.
you were one of the cool guys, though, right?
Not really.
Student body president, huh? BMOC.
But you know what was weird about that period of time? That was when those kinds of things were not exactly cool. You know what I'm saying? Remember in the 70s? It was not cool to do exceptional things.
Yes, I exceptional.
You know what I mean? To stand out in any way, you're supposed to sort of...
No, you're kissing the man's ass.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was this way with being a cheerleader, with being on the football team.
That's right.
Yeah, you were supposed to be burning your draft card.
That's
and,
right.
Listening to Donovan, not cutting your hair and getting in line.
That's
and
right.
dancing for the man. Thank you.
Danielle.
Who's on the phone?
Danielle.
Yeah?
Hi.
What?
She's 16. What's going on?
Well, my boyfriend, he said that if I don't sleep with him, he's going to go with my friend.
I love when guys do that. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Here's what I'd like to make this announcement right now, Drew. Will you put her on hold, please?
Okay. Make the announcement.
I would like to make the announcement to half of the female populace of the United States and parts of Canada that if you don't sleep with me, I will sleep with the other half. What do you think?
Might work.
If let me do some quick math. If like the if like the 65 million of you bitches don't sleep with me, I swear to Christ, I'll sleep with the other 65 million.
Oh, now they're ready.
All right, I think, and that's not even including Canada, Drew.
Daniel.
Probably more like 70
Come on.
billion.
What
million.
craziness is that, Danielle? What kind of an is this guy anyway?
He's not. Like, he buys me, like, flowers and
If he buys you flowers, and he's entitled
I'd like to
sleep
make
with
the
your friend.
announcement to half the female population that they can expect flowers if they let me have sex with them.
65 million roses. Here they come.
Well, that's only one rose. I'm buying a dozen each.
Okay.
So this is
We're in the billions.
this could be into the billions of flowers. The FTD man is going to just burn his nuts off trying to deliver this stuff. Danielle, you sound like you're
damaged.
Yeah, 6, 7 years old. Did you get abused when you were younger?
No.
12.
No?
12.
Nothing? No sexual abuse, no physical
You didn't
abuse?
have a 19-year-old boyfriend when you were 12?
No.
Did you?
No?
No.
Okay, are you a virgin?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
You are, okay. And is your dad around?
Yeah.
And do you love him?
Kinda.
uh-oh. What's he been doing
What's
to
the-
you?
Well, nothing. He's just kind of an asshole.
Why?
I don't know. He just says some pretty messed up things to me a lot.
Like he's going to sleep with your friend if you... I mean, you're, you know, how much more of an asshole do you need? How much more asshole-ish does someone need to be than your current boyfriend?
No, but he's nice to me because, like, he says sweet things to me. Like when
Well, why don't you want to sleep? Why don't you want to sleep with him then?
Because I don't know. I just don't feel like I'm ready for it.
All right, but just understand that you're not ready. And if he can't handle that, and if he does something awful because of it, then he's an asshole. And
How
he
old
doesn't
is
deserve a relationship with you.
Yeah. How old is that boyfriend, I wonder?
17.
She's 16.
17.
She's 16. The amazing thing when they have an asshole parent, they don't hear the assholishness in their peer partner.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like doesn't even register. It's like, well, that's just what they expect from a male.
No, it's true. And I can't figure out why she's clinging to her virginity at 16 when she's in love with this guy so deeply.
Maybe she has a couple of good instincts.
Well, I'm not in love with him. I just like him a lot.
Oh, well, look, if you're not in love with him and he's threatening to sleep with your friends, and I don't know if he's checked this with your friends, by the way. Sometimes you got to ask them. You know, you can't just go in and hump them. If he's threatening to sleep with the friends and you're not that in love with him and you're not ready to have sex with him, then
don't
let him go.
Yeah, that's it.
He's out.
End of story.
Okay? It's very good training. And, Drew, let's give the ladies a little pep talk.
About?
Asserting themselves and trends in life. Here's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You're 15, you're 16 years old, you're female, you come from a less than happy family, maybe dad drinks a little, maybe he was absent, maybe he doesn't love you the way he should. You come to that fork in the road, 15 and a half, 16 years old, right?
Yeah.
Do you go down that side where you just are subservient to men, you make them happy, you dance for them, everyone becomes your daddy?
You subjugate yourself.
Yes, you do things you don't want to do. Because once you do that, like a fork in the road, once you travel down that, you can't just cut across and go back to the other side.
You start having increasing levels of shame, and you deal with the shame by doing more stuff for guys.
You
It's just awful.
get further down the road, okay? But the good news, and you're going the wrong direction. And with each month that passes, you get a little bit further from the fork and a little bit further from the right direction. But if you go the right direction, that has as negative as the negative is, that's as positive as this is. If every 15, 16-year-old who listens to this show, who calls this show, said, you know what, wait a minute, this guy's a prick. I don't need this.
Yeah, why am I thinking about how to make him
Why am I
happy
even
and
thinking
keep
about
him?
it? You know what? Go screw yourself, pal. Have fun with one of my friends. Take off. You do that, then you send a very nice message, not to him, but to yourself.
Yeah.
That this is the way you're going to conduct yourself in life.
And magically she'll be more attractive to guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, let's take ourselves a little break. What do you say?
Perfect.
Hey, yo, it's Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. I'm in Las Vegas tonight. Drew's in the Loveline studio in Los Angeles. 1-800-LOVE-191.
D, it's 29.
D?
Hello.
Hi, D.
What's happening, D?
Oh, not much. Just had a question for you guys. Love you guys, by the way.
Thank you.
Great.
What's up there?
The question is, like, do guys usually sense when a girl is usually, I guess you would say, not easy, but a little bit more promiscuous than most?
Can they sense it? Yeah, they feel her lips on their penis. And
No.
I'm saying they get the idea.
I mean, there probably are.
Oh, she means downstairs?
No. You don't mean can actually.
I think she does.
Feel it. Do you?
Yeah.
No. Do guys usually, like...
Do they sense it?
Yeah, do they sense, like, if a girl is dateable or just the kind of girl that you're just going to have sex with?
Yes, but that may not have anything to do with you. In other words,
I mean, they first off, one guy may want to date you, and the next guy may want to hump you.
Right, and that has nothing to do with her. That's the guy.
But when a guy sees a chick who's wearing the denim mini skirt and the cowboy boots and has the unicorns painted on the fingernails, he's thinking more short term than he is long term.
And interestingly, when people have studied this, what a lot of people like to call the double standard, guys don't really care about whether you've been with. They make note of it. They might sort of determine how they think of you, but they kind of let it go very quickly. Women perpetuate the double standard. Women will go up to their male friends and tell them not to date a certain girl because of her past.
Right.
Okay.
And it's D. What do you now? How do you dress? How do you wear your hair?
Okay, well, my hair's kind of long and curly, naturally. I just a little bit conservative. I don't dress outrageously, like, provocatively, you know.
Alrighty.
I do have a big chest. Does kind of stand out.
Nice.
But,
Nice. Right. If we see things like tongue barbells.
Yeah, I do have one of those. Too.
That's
open for business.
Yeah, that's a billboard.
How about navel piercing?
Yeah, I had one of those. Took it out though.
Navel. All right. Yeah. We see the pumps, whatever. I think men are like they're like the Bionic Man. Their eye focuses in. You hear some computing sound.
No, it's like the Terminator's eye view,
right?
With all this information being projected onto the visual screens.
That's what it is. So it's like we see the conservative dress, but then we zoom in on the barbell through the tongue, and we think, oh yes, Slutville.
Well, I haven't had that for too long. I'm 29. I've probably had it a few years, but
well, listen. What are you worried about? What's your problem?
Well, the thing is I think a friend of mine kind of made a statement the other day that kind of made me mad that, a girl is only good for sex if that's all she's ever had. You know what I mean?
No,
and
that's
not dateable.
Was that a girl that said that or a guy that said that?
A guy.
Well, I don't even know what that means.
I don't either.
She's only good for sex if she's only had sex?
You mean if you've never had...
because I'm 29 and I've never really had a relationship.
Yeah.
And,
okay.
Why not? I find that guys just... I don't know. I just find that guys just pretty much want to get me in the sack.
No, those are the guys you're attracted to.
You're going after those guys, right.
Go find some nice geeky guy that you're not that into. Believe me, he'll treat you like a queen.
And he'll be boring, and you'll want to sabotage it, and that's the one you got to hang in with.
I have dates that turn into a relationship.
Yeah.
Jesus, 10 years.
But she's picking these jack-offs, so...
Yeah.
Time to learn the lesson that most women learn when they're 19. That banging your head against the wall doesn't work. Try something a little different. All right. This is Jilly, who's 16. Jilly?
Joey?
Jelly?
Joey?
Jelly?
She's saying
Jelly.
Jelly?
O-E-Y?
Okay.
Joey. Okay.
Wait, spell that again?
J-O-E. O-E-Y.
All right. And she's how old?
16.
All right.
Right on. Okay. Well, I've had one sexual partner, and he was, skinny, kind of on the smaller side, I guess.
I mean, his body was. He was a small person.
Yeah, and he had, a smaller unit, I guess
penis.
you could call it.
Unit.
And I have a boyfriend right now who's on the heavier side, and I know we'll probably end up having sex eventually. And I was wondering if bigger guys have bigger units or whatever.
You mean taller guys or fatter
heavier,
guys?
Taller, both.
Huskier guys.
He's buff and kind of heavier though.
Buff and heavier.
Okay. No, the answer's no.
In fact, heavier guys tend to have smaller dorks.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's not good.
The heavier. I mean, fat produces adipose. Adipose rather produces estrogen, and that can affect that. But
this guy's not fat, is he?
Well, he's buff and fat, if that makes sense.
Husky. That's what you call husky.
He's a football player. He's a lineman or something.
Yeah. Well, God bless you for dating a big buff guy. A big fat buff guy. That's how much does he weigh?
I'm not sure. Probably around 250, maybe.
Oh, yeah. 16.
And I'm really small.
He's 28.
No,
he's playing arena ball.
No, he's 18.
Good times. All right. Well, look.
I'm 5'5", 100.
There really is not any kind of meaningful relationship between the size of the individual and the size of the...
Well, it's not like that really even matters, but I was just curious.
You were just wondering. I understand. So we're answering your question. Okay.
No.
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 The answer is
No. I mean, Drew, is there a size? Well, what are other things? Your nose? Is your nose?
Right. Your
you know what I mean?
fingers get... No.
Well, fingers, hands,
maybe.
sure. But, I mean, look at all the classic big penised guys. Your John Holmeses, your John Holmeses,
in the classic realm.
your Dick Rambones, your Long Dong Silvers, who, by the way, it was originally Long Dong Silverman, but he, to get work, he changed it to Silver. Right. Well, none of these guys was over 160 pounds.
Interesting.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The classic mammoth penises of history were not on big guys. John Holmes, spindly guy.
So, Joey, no relationship there to speak of.
Okay, well, thank you.
All right. In the meantime, Adam is going to go on with his discussion of the classics.
All right. We'll take a little break. We'll be back to wrap up after this. Hey, everybody. Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Doc Drew. Phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191. So, got 2 more fillings today. Yeah. And let me say this, Drew. I know you've had an ass full of my mouth.
Oh, my God.
But I began the regular checkups, the regular cleanings, and the regular maintenance on my mouth about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Since then, the cavity total
tripled.
It's gone up.
Yeah.
It's gone up. So the sort of you must do this and you must do that, I don't believe it hurts, but it's not what it's cracked up to be. It's like you get to the dentist. I hadn't seen the dentist in 10 years, so I get there and it's like, oh, man, yeah. You got some cavities. You know why? Because you weren't coming in for checkups. You weren't getting your regular cleanings. You weren't. Okay. All right. Why are you giving me a filling every 4 months now that I've been with you for 6 months with the clean? Here's what I'm saying. If you can say to me, hey, you've been doing this and you haven't been doing your job and now you got to pay the fiddler. I think after 6 years of scheduled cleanings and fluoride treatments and things like that, at what point do I get to point at you and go, hey, what you doing?
Yeah.
Remember how about an apology? Remember the part where you were making me feel like a jackass for not coming to visit you 10 years ago? As it turns out, no different. And here's the other thing about the dentist. Why does the plaque really have to look like a gremlin all the time? That's going at the tooth with a jackhammer and a drawing.
Yeah, boogeyman.
What's everything in the dentist? Why is it only chicks, kids, and retarded people that go to the dentist? Is there any guys that go to a dentist? There's never a car magazine. There's never a Playboy. It's always some drawing of the plaque. It's a drawing of like Mr. Plaque. He's like the spot maker was from the Calgon commercial, and he's attacking Mr. Tooth and he's like chasing him with a pick. What the F is going on here? Look, there's 3 kids who come through these doors, and there's 250 adults for every 3 kids who come through the door. Why do I got to look at why's it got to look like Dr. Seuss is running this goddamn place? And the thing they send you to remind you it's time for the checkup? Mr. Tooth, and he's sword fighting with a toothbrush against Mr. Plaque. You don't have a separate set of cards for the adults? It's really got to look like I'm in like I had some severe head trauma, and you got to remind me like I am Sam or something.
Sam, I am.
Just please, just have the dignified cards, the ones that say Mr. Carolla, you're due for your teeth clean, not the swashbuckling tooth who's swinging down on a rope to attack the pirate ship full of plaque. It makes me feel like an idiot going to this dentist. I think I'm going to get like a bib with the grimace on it. Oh, yeah. So the dentist got a little offended when I explained to him. Maybe it was just a nitrous talking, but I explained I had a few things I had to tell him before. Then he could get to raping my mouth. Oh. That's when I described it. He was put off a little by the rape comment as it pertained to my mouth. But that's the way I look at it. Look at his mouth rape. Right. Got my nitrous. Feeling good. Huh. was sucking up some nitrous, listening to my earphones, and a Rush song came on, and I was like, yeah, this is good. I'm back in high school.
All right.
This is hot.
That's good being back in high school.
Well, I really got, with the nitrous in me. I was in the dental chair about noon today. I was pumped full of nitrous, and I was thinking to myself, this dentist sucks. These cavities suck. This whole trip sucks. But I thought, how often you get nitrous? Almost never. I thought, well, here you go. You get nitrous. You get a chick in a smock strapping you up to nitrous. You're just sitting there, and I don't even tell her. I just sit in the chair and lean back. All of a sudden, I feel this thing strap across my nose. It's like, good times. So I thought, all right, you're getting your tooth drilled, but you know what? You're getting nitrous. Not bad, right?
Evidently.
Yeah. Justin, you got to try that nitrous, Drew. It's great. Justin, you're 22.
Yes.
You're dating a stripper?
We actually were, yes, and we're still off and on now currently, yes.
Mm-hmm.
We, yes, me and her, yeah.
Okay. All right. We're dating.
We've just been off and on, and it's been some serious problems, and nobody I talk to can give me a straight, honest answer, and, I don't know what to do. And
right.
we were
try
listening to the show, and we thought to call.
All right, let's go. What's up?
Topless or bottomless?
Actually, all of the above. All of the above. But what the big problem was, it wasn't going to be a serious thing at all. And then it turned out to be after a couple days. We really got serious, started sleeping together, and it got kind of serious. She actually had told me she was pregnant. And
wait a minute. What's the word serious mean to you?
Serious, really, we were just going to be friends. We weren't going to know what's going on. And from there...
You weren't going to know what's going on?
Well, yeah, we were actually planning on just being friends. We had just gotten both out of serious relationships. And
you were hanging out with a stripper just to be friends? Give me a break.
We actually met. That's not how we met at all. We had met actually just driving down the road.
Yeah, and you saw her and almost jumped out of your car to just be her friend.
Not exactly. It worked out as it was kind of a mutual thing. We had pulled over and...
What was she driving, a Jeep?
She was a Civic, actually, Honda Civic.
I find a lot of strippers drive Jeeps. I don't know why. Maybe it's a Southern California thing. All right, so you're 22. How old is she?
She's actually 20.
20. Okay, all right. Well, look, is she pregnant now?
She actually has a 5-year-old child already.
Since she was 15, she had a child.
Yes, and that was a serious problem with the guy before, and we had become really, really intense. Really
all right,
serious.
So now what? She's still pregnant or what?
See, that's the thing I want to know. So far, after we've been talking off and on, like I had said a couple times, at first it was no. No, I'm not pregnant anymore, and then... sometimes she'll throw it back out there to where I think, I don't know what to do.
Okay, well...
You're in over your head with this. You don't really understand.
And a lot of my friends say, you know what, really, you need to let it go, and she's just playing games.
Well, whatever she's going to do, she's going to do.
Right.
Well, look, Justin.
Yes.
She is a damaged, psychologically, seriously damaged piece of machinery. And
been warned, I know.
This whole notion that you have that things were intense, they're intense because that's what happens with people with this kind of personality disorder.
Right.
It's like chaotic and intense and out of control, but that is not a close, loving, intimate relationship. It's all going on in your head.
Right.
Well, I mean, look, you guys can have a ton of passion for each other, but that's not necessarily the same as love. But look, you're 22. She's a stripper. Who cares? But here's the thing, Justin.
Yeah. Right.
She has had some serious abuse in her day, I'm sure, and she has many, many issues, and they're much bigger than you can take on, or even she can take on right now.
Right.
If she stopped stripping tomorrow, found Jehovah...
That's what she's been talking about.
And started going to therapy... Does she want to find Jehovah?
No, not exactly.
Stop stripping and go to therapy full time in about 6 years.
You might have something worthwhile.
You could have a date with her.
Right.
Yes. It's chaos.
Here's the reality. She's not going to stop stripping. Not right now.
Thing. I mean, it didn't even bother me. But the thing is, after we had talked and after the whole pregnancy issue came up, we got in one argument, and 2 days later, she had actually been with somebody else.
Okay, well, look.
Justin, please.
And
listen, but here's the thing. People never disappoint.
Mm-hmm.
Smart people don't disappoint. Stupid people don't disappoint. Screwed up people don't disappoint. just like Drew doesn't disappoint on the good side of
I
things.
can tell that. Drew's a brilliant man. He never disappoints.
Well, it's not really having anything to do with smart. It's more scared. But the point is those are semantics. Drew does not disappoint on a good side.
He means on the uptight side.
And on the bad side, people don't disappoint.
Right.
I mean, sort of think about that. I've never really thought about that concept. But I mean,
like a criminal.
The guys that are rock solid, salt of the earth, show up 10 minutes early and always do the right thing. Yeah. Those kind of guys. No one I know really, but like some friend's dad, maybe one of these guys. Yeah. They never disappoint. Yeah. And effed up people, they don't disappoint either. They do effed up stuff. This chick's effed up. If she's not pregnant, don't get her pregnant. Have your kicks, but don't get in deep with this. I wish we could. I we can never make guys fully understand this. And here's the thing too about stripping. Topless, she's got some issues. Bottomless, that's a serious handful. There's a big difference there. I know it doesn't sound like much, but there is. Hey, well, what's the difference between modeling and topless? The difference between modeling and topless is about the difference between topless and bottomless. Yeah. If you really break it down. Right. Allie?
Yeah.
You're 16?
Yeah.
What's up?
Okay, last night I had sex with my boyfriend, and he went like deep, and he went so deep that it kind of made me want to gag, and I'm kind of wondering if there's something wrong with me, or if that's normal.
You mean you got nauseated?
Not really nauseated. Like if you're trying to throw up, you put your finger down your throat, kind of thing. That it's just kind of how that felt. I wanted to gag.
Hold on a second, Drew.
Yeah.
If there was a gun to your head right now,
yeah,
and someone said, does she mean she was having oral sex or intercourse? What would you say? And would you be nervous about your answer?
I would be nervous. And that's exactly what I was trying to sort of clarify without revealing that I couldn't tell the difference.
She said having sex.
At first, I thought for sure she was talking about oral sex, but then she...
But she did say, I was having sex
yeah.
and he went so deep,
yeah,
and that was intercourse.
Yeah.
Then the gag part came in.
Like a finger down the throat. Throws you off again.
Yeah. I'm going oral sex.
I'm going intercourse.
You going intercourse?
Yeah.
You want to gamble?
I don't have my wallet with me, but I'm willing to...
What do you do with your wallet?
It's in the car. I get it.
Really? Okay, you put a buck up?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I go oral.
I'm going intercourse.
Okay. Allie?
Yeah?
What were you doing with your boyfriend?
We were having sex.
Intercourse.
Yeah.
Not oral sex?
Nothing in your mouth?
No, there's nothing in my mouth.
All right.
So the gagging was sort of a visceral response to... Did you have pain, too?
A little bit, but... no.
That's what happens sometimes.
All I got is a 10.
All right, well, you owe me a buck.
Yeah, all right, buddy.
That's sometimes what happens when you hit sort of a visceral stimulation, a visceral response.
Really? The throwing up part? I mean, the heaving part? Why the depth? What's the connection with that, Drew?
That's what it's hitting the viscera. It's actually getting into her abdomen. You know what I'm saying?
Is that the viscera? Where's the viscera?
Viscera is inside the abdominal cavity, and it's stimulating things from the outside. It's really getting inside her body. It's like if she were getting punched deeply, super deep. And it's very similar to being hit in the nuts. That's viscera that hangs away from your body.
All right. Well, there it is, Allie.
Okay.
You got stabbed by a penis in your viscera.
Tell them to cool out a little bit.
Okay.
All right.
Tell them to get a little distance. All right.
Okay.
You get on top and mark the twine.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Good
thank
times.
you guys.
Drew gave me crazy Mark Twain look.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Well, you know where Mark Twain got his name, right?
Oh, yeah, he made it up. That's all I know.
Oh, Drew, everybody.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what's his name? Samuel Clemens?
Yeah.
Okay, so Mark Twain got his name allegedly, because, on the river boats.
There were levels of the boat or something?
They would hang the twine off the front of the boat so they wouldn't hit a sand barge. I mean, so they wouldn't hit a sandbank. because, they had to have 5 feet of water, 4 feet of water, whatever, to get those paddle boats. And so the guys would yell out, Mark the Twine, kind of thing.
Interesting.
So anyway, was it a depth?
Never knew that.
Never knew that.
I
Okay.
always thought that was called a plumb line.
No, plumb line. Plumb line is
that's for straightening or something.
Well, plumb is vertical level.
Right.
So meaning if you're trying to put a level, if you're leveling some shelves, it's level. But if you're doing a door jamb, it's plumbing.
Or plimsoll? Is there something called which are lines on the side of the boat?
That was a band from your youth.
Where's my dictionary?
I don't want to talk about this anymore. Here, what do you want to look up? Plimsoll?
It's something like that.
Here's all I'm saying. I just said Mark the Twine because
the depth of the vagina.
Of the penis there.
Got it.
All right,
very
buddy.
well done. I feel
Drew's never said well done to me in 7 years of radio.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, well, it wasn't that well done because it took 15 minutes to explain it.
Well, that's good.
All right, Drew's looking up plimsoll. Brandon?
Yeah.
You're 15. What's up?
Like 2 days ago, I was at a party with my friend, and another friend dared me and my friend Scott to put Icy Hot on our balls.
God, already suspicious.
Right?
Yeah, and I was wondering if that would have any problems or effects.
What about that, Drew? I mean, your nads are sort of porous, and you can feel stuff.
Plimsoll mark. A load line, or a set of a load line markings on an ocean liner.
Interesting. Oh, we did. You know what? I've had this discussion with somebody before about the band, the Plimsolls. The Plimsoll mark is the mark on the side of the ship that says what the water level is?
Yeah.
All right.
And I guess it sets the cargo load.
Next time I'm going to work the Plimsoll line when a girl's got her uterus pierced by a long penis.
Okay.
Total vindication for Dr. Drew, by the way.
Thank you.
Okay, so Brandon.
Yeah.
Icy hot on the nuts.
Right.
Yeah, you're fine.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you and Scott.
You and your buddy Scott, all right?
Okay.
All right, just don't do it anymore, all right?
Well, it hurt really bad.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, if you put your nuts in a blender, it hurts. Okay, buddy.
All right.
Just a little heads up in case someone tries to dare you and your friend Scott to do something foolish again.
Yeah.
Now, the nuts, put it this way.
The nuts.
Let me tell you about the nuts. If you take gasoline...
Oh, porous.
I've had this happen before. You take some gasoline, you dip it on a rag, and you rub it on your elbow or on your knee. You don't really feel the gasoline. But if a drop of that gets on your nutsack, you feel it.
Do you think the Moby has ever put the gasoline on the nuts?
He may have had some acid dumped on his penis. But, Drew, what about that? Stop looking through that dictionary, by the way. Why is the nuts... what is that feeling? I mean, it feels like it's porous. It feels like...
It's a thinner layer of skin, and it's so things are more easily irritated. It's like a burn at that point.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like you spilling something, like spilling some red wine on a glass coffee table. It's fine. Spill it on some cloth, and it stains.
Yeah,
that's what the nuts. Yeah. The nuts to me are like the body's drapery. Whereas my ass, that's the glass coffee table.
Okay.
Put a cigarette out on my ass, I'm fine.
Provided it doesn't go up in flames. Got all that Santa Claus's beard hanging around there.
That's true. Well, during the summer, the fire department has me trim it back.
Fire breaks.
I had to put sprinklers on my balls, actually. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but the point is my ass is plenty tough, because it's taken a real beating over the years. But my nuts,
by the way,
nuts, you get a little gas. Like I've had this happen. I work on something, I get gas in my hand, I scratch my nuts, I feel the burn.
Yeah,
it's just the thinner skin, more sensitive skin,
thinner skin, thinner.
But I swear it would burn more than if it hit your eyelid. Even it's not thinner than your eyelid. But it's like a different skin?
Different skin, yeah.
Is it sort of feels like it's more porous, like things are being absorbed into it?
Yeah.
All right. Natalie?
Hello.
You're 20?
Yes.
What's up, baby?
Well, I've been smoking weed since I was 16. And, recently I stopped, and I'm having massive headaches, and I can't sleep.
That's marijuana withdrawal.
Yeah.
So, what are you doing?
And I take, Advils and Motrins and nothing seems to work.
Yeah, well, again, that will not work. There are treatments for marijuana withdrawal syndrome. We usually use what are called intermediate-acting benzodiazepines or barbiturates to suppress the withdrawal. There are other things to stabilize the mood. The depression that's going to hit you right around now can be very, very severe. I've got a couple people in treatment.
Yeah, because I suffer from depression already.
Well, the pot causes that.
Why did you stop smoking the pot? Were you being tested?
Yeah, because I have a job with security, like I'm a security guard.
Right, because I figured you wouldn't be stopping otherwise.
No.
Yeah,
all right.
It's interesting. People don't stop doing their drugs unless something happens that makes them stop. You know, I always ask people, why stop? What's motivating you? Oh, I just don't want to live my life with drugs anymore. No, never.
Well, but
Never
that's not what Natalie said.
She said she had to stop.
I knew someone was getting her to stop because she's 20. She's usually got a good 18, 20 more years of weed smoking ahead of you.
Well, but she's really got the consequences going that she's getting depressed. And why don't you get someone to evaluate that? Somebody is used to dealing with the marijuana depression syndrome. Okay?
How does she do that?
You got to see a doctor. Preferably a psychiatrist who has some addiction medicine history.
It's been how long since you quit, Natalie?
It's going on a month.
Going on a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's longer than that. Really is probably more. Well, the sleeplessness can go on for 6 months.
There's a little depression in there, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because like I'm on Paxil, and usually it used to get me sleepy, but like I'd be wide awake.
Yeah, maybe you're not enough. Possibly not on enough of that. Possibly that's not the right medication for you. Okay.
Okay.
And again, you need to get in some kind of recovery program because it's addiction you're dealing with here, and if that's not treated, the depression isn't going to get much better.
What kind of security are you doing?
Like I security guard, like I watch schools and stuff like that.
All right. Hey, you doing a good job?
Yeah.
Yeah. A little weed probably make you a little better at your job.
I wish.
Yeah. All right, baby. Take care of yourself.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Keep watching them kids. Security guards. I'm trying to think. My school always had... There was always a little gray area between the janitor and the security guard. Not quite sure which one was who. Sort of husky black guy with a lot of keys making his way down the hall with a certain sense of purpose in his walk. My school was sort of part... Yeah, I think he did both.
Yeah, you had part prison in your school.
Well, my school was set up like a prison, yeah. All L.A. Unified schools are set up like a prison.
Naturally enough, most of the students behave like prisoners.
Well, it's they're just housing them is all they're doing. You got a nice high fence. You got a security guard standing at every opening. You got to, you can't get on or off. You need the right papers to get in or out of the place. It's a good time. Everything's sort of burnt orange and brown and gray. It's all. Listen, I went to a prison 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Looked like my high school.
Homecoming.
It was my high school, except it was a little bit bigger. And
some of the same people.
I think the food was better. Yeah, I did notice some guys from my graduating class.
Nice.
They're doing good. All right, we'll take ourselves a little break. That is Dr. Drew over there. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. And I'll tell you, Drew. Yeah, it's about time to drop trowel. Yeah. I'll do it too. I'm just crazy enough to. Yeah. All right, everybody. It's time to get back to those phones. Went to the dentist today.
No, I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah.
Enough dentist. I have my ass full of
Two fillings.
Yeah.
2 fillings.
Nate.
Hello?
You're 19?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up?
I've been smoking pot for a while,
Yeah.
and I'm going to be a sophomore in college this year. I go to college in 10 days, and over the course of me smoking pot, I've noticed myself I'm not as smart as I used to be.
Right.
And basically, I would like to know if I quit, will those effects be reversed? I mean, could I...
Yeah, except they can get worse for a while because in that first 6 months after you stop smoking pot, you can get a pretty serious mood disturbance, and that can make it
yeah,
that can make it more difficult to learn. But they have shown that there are significant memory problems while people are smoking pot. So it definitely can affect your academic performance. And the sooner you get off, the better. It just needs to be monitored rather carefully. And
how long have you been smoking pot?
The good news is it's recoverable, that memory problem.
I started when I was 14. Well, I first did it when I was 14. And then I got into it heavily when I was 16 or so, and I've been doing it a lot since then.
What college are you going to?
The University of Minnesota Morris campus.
Morris.
Yeah, it's a small town in Minnesota.
It's named after the cat from the commercial.
Yeah,
cat
Morris.
Hey, Nate?
1972.
All right, you're good, buddy. Just off the weed.
Well, and you may need treatment.
One more quick
You may not be able to stop, Nate. Marijuana is addictive for some people, and it needs treatment, though. Because addiction means you can't stop, so be careful. What's your other question?
When I breathe deeply and when I cough and when I sneeze, there's a sharp pain, like where I think my lung is.
Yeah. I doubt that's anything. One thing that people get from smoking pot is chronic bronchitis. As you cough a lot, you can get chest wall muscle spasms.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty common.
Yeah, good times. Tracy?
Yeah?
You're 13?
Hey.
Hey.
Okay, oh my God. Okay, I read BMX, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, I just started 2 weeks ago, and say I go off on a ramp, right, and I fall and I get hurt.
You go off on a what?
Ramp.
A ramp.
You riding ramps?
Yeah.
Started 2 weeks ago.
Well, not yet, but I'm planning to.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you've been riding BMX for 2 weeks. You're not riding ramps yet.
Okay, say I fall off and hurt myself really, really bad in a place.
Right. Like something goes through you, like the handlebar pierces your heart,
your spleen.
Well, I'm a girl, you know.
Oh, you don't have a spleen?
No. Okay. Anyway,
Right.
For me being a girl, you know how guys are like tougher.
Tougher, right? Tougher.
Will it affect me worse? Like for being a girl?
Well,
no.
You could get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
women are actually tougher. In reality.
Well, women are probably more flexible than men.
Well, they can withstand more. They can deliver a baby and not be destroyed by it. Man wouldn't survive.
Yeah, but if I punched you and punched your wife would be more hurt by me punching.
That's true. Because that's more of a body per unit body mass. They're probably more resilient, but they're smaller.
Well, I don't even know that. I mean, if you have a 120-pound flyweight boxer and a 120-pound woman.
Yeah, you're right.
I think the flyweight is going to be able to absorb more punishment as a male. So please. So anyway, Tracy.
Yeah?
Why do you want to do this BMX? Are you a lesbian?
No.
Not yet, you're not. You ride a few of those ramps, you're going to be. Oh,
no,
yes.
I just like doing, I don't know. I've always been like a tomboy.
Tomboy.
Like I've been into softball and basketball.
Right, she's going to be a supermodel.
Okay.
Right? Isn't that how you do that?
All right. Now just wear your helmet, wear your gloves and your wrist protectors, your knee pads, and all that stuff.
There are obviously tons of opportunity to hurt yourself, particularly your brain, your head. That's the big concern. But you being a girl doesn't add the risk to that.
Hey, and let me give you a tip.
Okay.
Take the pegs off the bike before you hit the ramp.
Yeah, that'll probably work.
Yeah, good. I got to give this safety tip to all our screwball young BMXers who are listening. I haven't given this in many a year, but I told you one time when I was in Florida, I was in Orlando, and I was doing this special called Ordinary Extraordinary with John Ritter, and I don't know, some piece of crap show I wanted to go do, and they never offered me any money, and I did the pilot. I don't know if you ever even saw it, Drew.
Yeah, I saw it with the beetle on the treadmill that the animal activist freaked out about. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. That was. I always consider that one of your peaking moments, where you voicing over the description of these animals doing weird things. And
I'll tell you.
Having to go back and redo it because the animal rights people thought you were being inappropriate. But you standing there in a tuxedo looked good. And then the parade they gave for you down Main Street in the MGM Studios, I'll never forget it. I tell you.
Yeah, I did a parade at the Disney World, except for no one knew who I was, and I signed a thing in front of a fake Grauman's Chinese theater in Orlando, and they put it in the back, then put it out front with Dustin Hoffman. Put it in the back. They got a whole bunch of them in case anyone ever hits. They'll slide it out front of the place, but I don't think mine's made it out front yet. But George, remind me to talk to you about this off the air. But the point is I think Jay Muron or whatever the guy's name is, who at the time was the hot BMXer, was going to do was going to do like a 360 loop. He was going to do a flip on his bike, and he was getting 30 feet in the air, and he's trying to set a new record, and he kept crashing during practice. And I remember he was jumping his BMX bike, and his BMX bike had pegs buddy pegs. That has them on the front axles, has them on the rear axles. These are billet aluminum lathed 4-inch projectiles that are on the front of the bike. There's 2 of them, and there's 2 of them on the back. And each time he ate crap, he had one of these pegs go up his ass. I mean, the guy would eat crap, he'd do the flip, he'd land, he'd get squirrely, he'd fly over the bike, then he'd land on the thing, and the peg would hit him in the ribs. And I was just sitting there watching, and I was thinking, you really need the pegs to do the flip? I mean, I understand the freestyle. I understand the floor exercise when you're out there and you're doing the freestyle stuff, but shouldn't you unscrew the pegs before you get up on the ramp? And I know there's certain grinders and things like that you want to use the peg for if you're on a half pipe or something. But if you're going for just a flip and it's ramp to ramp, meaning it's an Evel Knievel type maneuver, go ahead and take the sharp shards of metal that are in the front and the back of the bike. Go ahead and take those off in case you land on one. I don't know. Maybe that's part of the deal. I never told him he landed on 3 or 4 more times. He's got these pegs going into his rib cage every time he crashes. You couldn't think of it. You might as well just take sharp number 2 pencils and tape them to your steering wheel in case you get in a head-on collision. Right. It's the worst idea anyone's ever had. Jenny?
Yeah.
And you absolutely don't need them when you're trying to do a flip on a ramp. It's like, what are you going to do? Put your feet up front or have your buddy ride on the handlebars while you do it?
What's up?
Hey, Jenny.
Hi.
Hey, you're 20, girl.
What's going on?
I am.
What is going on?
I have my boyfriend and we've been together about 5 months, and he recently kind of lost interest in sex.
How long ago?
About a month ago.
A month ago. Anything else changed? Is he on medication? Changes diet and workout schedule, anything?
No, not really. He, I guess he's been under, a little bit of stress lately, and so I've kind of been backing off a little bit, giving him some space for that.
What's the source of the stress?
Multiple sources. Work is real hectic, and, money gets tight sometimes, and, it's working out, and it'll work out, and he'll be okay, but I think he just takes stress a little bit harsh sometimes. But my actual problem is that I came home this afternoon before he got home from work, and I guess he came on his lunch break or last night after I'd gone to bed some point, watched porn in our living room and left the tape in there, and I found Viagra the very same afternoon, which hadn't been there before.
Where'd you find the Viagra?
Up in his desk. It wasn't in his desk. I mean, it wasn't snooping, I swear. It was just kind of laying out.
All right.
Like it had been used recently, and it's never been there before.
That's kind of
and
weird
I wasn't aware that
behavior,
he used it. Yeah, so I'm a little nervous about that.
Do you live with him?
Yeah, we do live together.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, he's how old?
29.
29. You guys been living together for how long?
I think like 2 months.
Could he be angry about something?
No.
He's angry?
No, I don't think he's angry.
That's sort of, what I mean?
Well, the Viagra part is a little bit curious.
Yeah.
Now, my question about the Viagra is, do you think he's fixed? And he has been for quite a while.
How old is he?
He's 29. We've said that 5 times.
Yeah.
But he has 2 children with his wife. He had them, they were kind of an accident when he was real young.
Right.
And right after that,
2 accidents?
He was neutered. and so I'm wondering if maybe that has some bearing on his inability to have sex, and I'm hoping.
No.
You're panicking. You're reaching.
Here's what happens. Here's what happens. Guys shack up with a chick, especially when it's new. We've talked about this before, and they start to feel like the walls are closing in on them a little, and they want a little space, and they withdraw a little bit. They pull back.
Yeah.
They pull out of the relationship. So it's kind of weird. It's like they're living together, but they're going to pull out. They're going to compensate. Here's what I'm saying. Guys, a lot of guys, not all guys, but a lot of guys are much more present when they have a little distance from the woman.
Yeah.
You see the woman twice a week, you're all there.
Yeah. You're
living on top of each other in a one-bedroom apartment, and all of a sudden they start pulling out.
Yeah.
So the sex slows down, and they find the guy at 3 a.m. in front of the TV beating off, and it's like, you don't want sex with me, yet you're beating. Yeah. He's trying to sort of assert a little.
Get himself back. His own space.
He's going.
Back. Yeah.
He's going to that place.
Yeah.
He's never been to me. Although I've been on me, and that's why I use a gym sock on my belly now, so it doesn't stick on me.
Nice.
But I think that's what's going on. Now, the Viagra part, that's a tough part. I'm not sure about that. But, Jenny,
Yeah.
you don't think he's cheating, do you?
No.
If he was cheating, he'd be
down.
nailing you more.
Yeah, he'd be compensating for cheating.
I don't think he'd be cheating. I honestly think he's having a problem getting it up.
That's a reason guys avoid.
Could be.
Yeah, which is why I'm thinking maybe that's why he's avoiding the actual sex thing. And
Yes.
Yeah, could be. Well, just ask him about the Viagra. I mean, don't come flying at him with it. Just say you open the drawer, you saw it, and you're curious about it.
Her
See what he
level,
says.
my thing is, this is my concern, her level of preoccupation with him and her need for him to be okay is sort of too much. And and the kind of guy that would be with a woman like that, usually kind of an a-hole. You know what I mean? Think about who that is. He's got to be okay. He's so focused on him
she's
completely.
Not, you know, you take a 20-year-old woman and you dry the sex up a little. They get a little insecure.
Some of the things she said. He had a mistake with his previous wife. They just mistakes. We had to marry her.
She's
two kids.
She's
two
protecting.
Kids. Yeah, 2 kids.
Okay.
So the guy might be kind of an a-hole and up. To
Maybe. She didn't sound all that bad to me.
Codependent.
All right. All right. We'll be back. Hey, everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. All right, let's trudge forward, shall we, Drew?
Yeah.
Talking to
John.
Ablation. Hit a heart ablation. Problem with the heart.
Did you have Wolf Parkinson White?
What was that? I'm sorry.
Did you have Wolf Parkinson White syndrome? What did you have?
AFib.
Atrial fib. Wow.
Yeah, and that's why they did it. It's basically because I used to do a lot of drugs and drink a lot. Stopped that, but in the alcohol, I used to bring on the AFib. So finally, they
actually call that. There's actually a name for that. It's called holiday heart syndrome.
Yeah.
Atrial fib from alcoholism.
Was that a Doris Day movie?
Yeah, could be. And so they became persistent, and they were trying to.
Yeah, I had to be converted over a few times. So finally, they said to.
Jeez. The ablation for atrial fib is kind of tough to do. So
yeah, and it hasn't really worked because I'm still taking Camacor.
Yeah, in fact, you ought to really talk to your electrophysiologist again, because the more recent sort of opinions about this suggest that you ought to just stay in atrial fib and take the Coumadin and be done with it. Not even attempt repeated. Not at least try to have repeated attempts at conversion. It's not worth it.
He has electrocardiologist?
Electrophysiologist, yeah.
Oh, it's bad when you got one of those before 30, right?
Yeah, atrial fib under the age of 30 is a pretty big deal. You have to be blood thinners the rest of his life, probably. Let me ask a couple more questions. You're on Tamacor. Are you on Coumadin still?
No, I never took that. Just Tamacor. Before Tamacor, I was taking Beta Pace, Solitol, and that was just dragging me down too much.
Sotalol.
Yeah, Sotalol. And then because I was having these spells, almost fainting.
All right. Well, these medicines, these antiarrhythmic medication, can definitely affect orgasm and cause headaches and things. So that might be part of the deal. Whether or not the ablation, the procedure, actually causing this neck and head and arm pain during orgasm, it's an really interesting question. I've never heard of that. You sort of have to talk to the electrophysiologist that does these procedures all the time to see if it's been reported. There's nothing that immediately comes to mind about the anatomy that would cause this. It doesn't make sense. Although there's apparently information flowing up and down the vagus nerve, which is something that is activated during orgasm. So maybe something to that.
I was just thinking of, I went to my barber today, by the way, and the guy from Spain, the guy calls the Volvo the Bobo, and the Saab the Sav.
Nice. Did he trade his Bobo for a Sav?
No, not yet. But he's one of these, foreigners, they don't mince words really because they can't. There's not much nuance.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen him in a year or so, and he just gave me...
You were tired?
Well, he just makes you really think about your life and your career. He goes, "Oh, hey, you good? I see on Howard Stern, the man he fart on the girl's head. He fart on her head for so long. He fart. Was that the real fart? Yeah. You were there. I saw you. I think this cannot be real.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was a real fart. Oh, he farted for an hour on her head, on the girl head. And they go, I like when people explain to you stuff where you were there. The girl, she lie down. The man, he get on her head, he fart. Yeah. You were there. You were laughing. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. I was there. Yes. Is good? Is good? Yeah, it's good. I start thinking, what the hell's happening in my life? I see on TV. I like it. Foreigners are great because they just explain to you your life exactly, basically. It's such a thrill for them to be speaking in a different language. That's what ends up happening. I see on TV. Yes, you do. I hear radio. I hear still radio. That's right. And the girl, they fart on her head. Yeah. That's right. They fart for a long time. Yes. Yeah, that's right. Long. Yeah. So they fart. That's the conversation I have with the guy. And then they describe stuff. You're good because you're tall. You're tall, and that is good. That's good. Yeah. I'm tall. That's right. Nice guy. But I realize the foreigners are really just they echo back the obvious to you, and then you just repeat it back to them. You nod your head. That's it. You go to a restaurant. You order the burrito. Yes, this is good. This is good. The burrito is good. That's right. Yeah, it's good. Yes, good. Yes, good. Good, right? Good. Yes, thank you. That's really conversation. It's positive. It's good. You were there? Yes. She farted on head. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Talk to Shonda. Shonda?
Hi.
Oh.
What's the matter?
What's the matter?
Nothing. Oh, by the way, my ceiling fan does not wobble.
That doesn't. That means it's ready to come off.
Okay.
You leave it on all night?
Yeah, we leave it on. Well, sometimes.
And by the way...
And it's over your bed?
No. It's
ceiling
over
fans,
our living room.
Inventions of the late 70s. Can't we do away with them now?
No, they work. They're nice. They work well.
Okay, anyways, my ex-boyfriend and I were going out for like a year and 2 months, and I found out that I was pregnant in May last year.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I found out that I was pregnant, he like really bad time avoided me.
Bad time.
Yeah, bad time. Mm-hmm. We went to the fair, and my ankles were swollen and had fluid all around them, and he like left me behind. That's how bad he ignored me.
Yeah.
And then in September, he broke up with me, and we've been sleeping together since the last 9 months that our son's been born. And he takes care of our son. He like gives me $100 for child support, and that's like not even through the child support agency or anything.
Ooh.
And he takes him one day out of the week over to his house, which is tonight.
Yeah.
And he takes care of him and stuff. It's just whenever he broke up with me, I was really bad down, depressed about it, and I cried myself to sleep every night. And I was just wondering if like I'm supposed to be feeling this way, because like he took and bought me a promise ring, and we talked about getting houses and how many children we were going to have, and everything together.
Uh-huh.
But that was before the baby.
Yeah.
And now he's done.
Now like it's hard to even to get a hold of him during the week.
But he still has sex with you.
Yeah.
He's a dynamite individual and a great loving father. I'm sure will be a great role model to your child one day.
This is the denial that women get into. You have to stop having sex with him. You've got to get on with your life with someone else, develop a new relationship. This guy's not going. This is not going anywhere with him.
Let me say this: you don't need anybody else for a little while. This is the main cause of your problems in life. This somebody else thing.
Yeah, except for
it's hard to tell 17-year-old chicks that.
Well, also when people have studied what women need in terms of being able to satisfactorily provide for the children on an emotional level,
right?
The number one thing these researchers say they would offer a woman is a mate, somebody to support them.
Yeah, it'd be nice, but she's going to get some guy who's dealing hash out of the kid's diaper, and got a primered El Camino he parks on the lawn.
Yeah.
I don't trust your choice in men, Shonda. What you got to do is get your ass together. Forget about this guy. You made a mistake with this guy. He's not a good guy.
Thank God he's taking care of the kid.
Thank God he has some, even if it's a sort of marginal interest in his child, sees him once a week, gives you $100 now and again. What a saint.
He won't even give him up. I've tried to talk to him about signing over his paternal rights to me
Why? Why do you want him to do that?
so I can change Kyle's last name.
But it's the one thing he's doing is being a father.
Yeah, but...
Why do you want to change his name? This guy Jewish?
So, no.
Oh, shocking.
So he doesn't take it.
Hold on, not Jewish? This is the act of a Jew, Drew. I can't believe this. Every 19-year-old Jewish dude I know did this. Moved to Arkansas, knocked up some hillbilly chick, and
Hey, that's
didn't take...
not funny.
Well, it's funny to everyone else.
It's not funny.
It's not funny to you because you're living it.
But Shonda...
Where's your screw-up dad?
Oh, yeah.
My dad is not a screw-up dad. My dad takes care of me perfectly. My dad was just diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah,
well, what happened? What went wrong?
He was out of your life at some point, right?
No,
He was in your life the whole time?
My dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad's still with me.
Your parents still together?
Yeah.
What's your mom like?
She's okay, I guess. There's times when she can be hectic.
Hectic.
I'm picturing her like Granny from the Beverly Hillbillies, but, in her 40s. All right, listen, Sean, I'm sorry to hear about your dad in the cancer, and you need to not get pregnant for a long, long time.
Oh, I don't plan on getting pregnant ever again.
Yeah, I know, but...
A 10-pound baby.
Let me tell you... Yeah, okay, good. I hope it broke something when it came out. So the point is this guy, you're going to have to start looking for other guys, because this ain't the guy. Okay?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know it hurts. I know you love him.
But he's not in. Just because he's having sex with you does not mean he's having any feelings.
Yeah.
You got to accept that. Guys can do that. In fact, that's how they're put together. No problem.
What's he do for a living, just for kicks? Something with a forklift?
No, he works at Sonic right now, but he took and quit working he had a managerial position at a retail store in the mall in Fayetteville, but they weren't paying him what he was supposed to get paid, and he quit.
He took and quit?
He was working at a where?
Retail store.
No, before that. Sonic?
He's working at Sonic now.
Uh-huh, Sonic. Oh, yeah. Drew and I drive through Arkansas on our way home every night, and we see the Sonics. Yeah, the big Sonic retail.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of them over there. Sonic what?
What Sonic?
The one in Huntsville.
Oh, Huntsville.
Oh, okay, well, why did you say so?
Drew lives in Pasadena, so he goes to Huntsville, and whereas I go by the college on my way home, so I don't see the Huntsville one.
The Huntsville one's not very big. It's like the only fast food joint in Huntsville.
Right.
Okay,
The Sonic Burger, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, baby.
All right,
you take care of that child of yours.
Something very likable about her, though.
Yeah. She had a sort of Anna Nicole Smith thing going.
Yeah.
All right, after this. That's it. Another fantabulous show.
Mercifully
done. All right. Thank God for Dr. Drew. So, until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been Loveline. The opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or this station. The producer for Loveline is Ann Wilkins Ingold. Loveline is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.